Previously, we had an API lesson that talked about using arrays to create the 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 animal tutorial. Okay, so this was done using just arrays. So today we will be touching on another tutorial, which is to use object, okay, to create. So we are going to use another API that use objects to create another tutorial. Okay, and what is object? Object is actually a key and value system. So when you call out the key, it will give you the value. So we are going to do this using the NASA Open APIs. Okay, so if you go to the NASA API page, they will actually give you this API documentation. First, you should generate an API key. Okay, if so, you should try and you should go and generate your very own API key, which you can use to for the API for this tutorial. Okay, so if not, we will only use the demo key. For this tutorial, I will just use the demo key. uh, but for you, you should actually generate out your API from here. Okay, the API key. So we are going to what are we going to do today? We are going to get the astronomy picture of the day. Okay, so in this astronomy picture of the day, it will give you an image of today's uh, astro photo. So what do you need to call is that you need to call out these query. Okay, so we are going to call out this query first. So I click on this, it will give me this data. uh, okay, so this is 7 August, but take note that because of the time differences, this is US time, so I think usually only at 12 p.m. Our side, then we will get update data for the day. So if it's morning that you are looking at this tutorial, you need to use the day before yesterday's data. Okay, so you will need to get yesterday's. So how does the API work? For this is that when you look at the astro photo of the day API, the astro picture of the day, there is some instruction. The documentation tell you that this is the thing that you need to call, but then you need to provide API key. I'm using the demo key. I will want you to go and get your own API key. Okay, because if you don't get your own API key, there will be issues because a lot of people are using the API. Okay, I'm just going to try and do it using the demo key that they give. Okay, but actually I also have my own API key. Now next thing is the date. How do we actually put in the date to actually call out the other days photos? Okay, so we want to be able to backtrack to other days to get a picture of the day for other days. So when you click on this link, it will give you this JSON file. So you just need to put in your own API key. Okay, and it will actually give you the current day's picture of the day. If you want to do it for another day, let's say tomorrow or last month, you can say and, or you can even check on your birthday. On your birthday, what picture of the day was it? So and date equal to 2020 dash o, let's say we put 01 dash 01. Okay, 2020 dash 01 dash 01, enter, and it will give us this, okay, this data, and there will be this HD URL. This picture will be very big, and this URL will be, the picture will be more suitable for mobile, so later we will be using this. Okay, so as you can see, my key and date equal to year, month, day. It will give me the date, year, month, day picture. So this is the picture for the new year. So if you look at 2020 01, this is the picture that was given, and what we need to get is that we will go and take in the URL for the picture, the title, and the explanation. Okay, these are the three things that I would want to take. Another thing to note is that in this API, okay, 08-05, 5th of August 2020, okay, what is the photo of the day, picture of the day, astronomy picture of the day. You read 2020 08-05, the media type is actually a video, it's not a image. So you, okay, you may want to use a different way of coding your app such that you will detect the media type, and if the media type is of video, you can actually use a URL web viewer to actually load this link. Okay, so we are going to, without further ado, we're going to code out our photo of the day app. Okay, astronomy photo of the day app. So I'm going to create a new app, and the new app name will be called APOD. Okay, or you can, okay, we can just give it the full name, astronomy picture of the day. Okay, so that is what we are going to do. Okay, so I'm going to create this. Okay, done. So the screen, and we are going to put in a date component. Okay, so that this date input, we can choose the date for the to get the picture. So we are going to put in the date input. Okay, and I'm going to just align these to the top. Okay, I'm going to live test this first. Okay, so now it looks like this. Okay, so it has a date. When I tap on the date, it will pop up this date picker. Okay, so that is part one done. Okay, but then we want to set the date to because we are using this date format YYYMMDD, we are going to change the style to YYYMMDD. Okay, okay, that is that will make it easier for us to choose the get the picture. Now for this I'm going to use maybe a web viewer. Okay, I'm just going to try and use a web viewer so that but the image will be better, okay, for handling images. um maybe or maybe later, then I think I'll do this later. I think I'll start with the image holder first. So let's just go and get a image. Okay, and drop it in. Okay, so now we have a image here. Then I'm going to set the width, okay, to, instead of absolute size, I will going to choose a relative size of 80%. Okay, 80%, and height will be to fill container. Okay, for now it's fill container first. Okay, so we are going to drag in another thing is um, we are going to need to have another component to hold the description. So the explanation is very long. So how can we actually hold the explanation? We need to use a label. Okay, we are going to use a label. Okay, later I will be doing something else to make sure that it is able to display all the text. For now, I'm putting in the label, and we are going to change the width. Okay, we are going to change the width to relative size 80% of the screen, and next will be the height. Height will be fit content. We'll just leave it as fit content first. Okay, so next I'm going to just delete away the label first. Never mind, I think I'll just leave it first. Label. Okay, and for this, maybe I want to try and do something else. Maybe I want to try and get the NASA logo. So I'm going to copy image address. Okay, copy image address of the logo, and just paste this in to see how it looks. Okay, so yep, so that's how it looks on my phone. Okay, maybe the picture resize mode we will choose contain. Okay, much better. So like this, contain, and okay, so unless we want to change the relative size to something else, or else I think it's okay for now. Okay, so first is it will have a NASA logo. Okay, and then we will have this date picker. Maybe the date picker we should try and increase the font size to maybe 24. Okay, so and maybe later you can choose the colors. I'm going to just change a little bit of the, maybe try out changing colors. Okay, so I want to try and make it look nicer. Maybe we should also add a label at the corner, maybe later, so that people know that is for picking dates. Okay, so we are going to continue on with this tutorial. Next, we will need a API. Okay, the web API. Okay, just drop it in. Yeah, just going to drop it here. Okay, so web API here. Okay, so we will need to uh, do up the API URL before we can call it out. So we are going to go to blocks now. Okay, so when date input, date pick. So when the date is picked, okay, what do we do with it? We are going to go to web API. We are going to set URL to. Okay, at the start we need to give it an address to do it. So please make sure that you are using your own demo key. Okay, own demo key, and then after that we will just copy this portion of the URL, leaving the date so that later we can fill in with the date that is picked. Okay, so I'm going to say from web API one set URL to this, and then I'm going to delete this and put in date input one, call from date input one, get date. Okay, so it's going to put in whatever date into the URL and then generate that URL. So when it's picked, if the URL is set now, we are going to say call get. Okay, call get, and we are going to first set the image. So from image one, set picture to response. No, we can't set it to response. We need to we're going to need to use another way to do this. I'm going to set a variable so I don't keep calling it, because I need to call out a few things. I need to call out one time for the image. Okay, I need to call out one time for the image. I need to call out for the label. Oops, and I forgot I need a title. Okay, so title. So I'm going to call this title, and then the other one I'm going to just type in explanation. Okay, explanation. And then I need to set this to width to 80. Okay, so this is how it looks, and maybe we want to change the font style. No, font style, text alignment to maybe center. Okay, center. Okay, so so we need to draw out the data, and we need to put it into title, image, and explanation. So I don't want to keep drawing out the data. Okay, we want to remove repetition. So we need to create a variable, and we're going to call this variable set app data to get object from JSON response. So whatever response, we process it, get object from the JSON file, and then after that we just plonk everything into data. So we are going to use the data to pull out the details. So from image 1 set picture 2, okay, this is what we get. Okay, this is this is what we have learned. Objects. Okay, so inside the objects there is a few keys: copyright, date, explanation, media type, service, title, URL. These are the keys, and when you call these keys, it will give you the URL. Okay, so you call the key URL, this is what is going to give you the value. Okay, so we are going to call out from image 1 set picture 2 objects. We need to get property URL from data. Okay, object, no, variable add data. Okay, done. Okay, so this part is done. We are going to try it. So I'm going to choose the picture to 6 August, confirm, and okay, so it will pull out the URL of the picture, and then you will put into the image placeholder. Okay, so next what we are going to do is the labels. Okay, it will be good habit for us to change the label name to label underscore title. Then this will be called label underscore explanation. Okay, and let's go back to blocks, and we'll say that label title set text to. Okay, you can just duplicate this, plug it in, and this we will be calling it title. Okay, so we are going to put in title. Okay, then we are going to try it again. Okay, today's, confirm, and the pipe nebula, and takes a while. Okay, so it takes a while to actually get the picture. That's why we should be using our own API. Okay, so it takes a while to get it, but it's okay. I'm just going to use the demo key for now. So next we are going to take the label explanation. From label explanation set text to, then we just duplicate this, plug it in, and this time around we are going to say explanation. Okay, so that is okay, explanation, and it will give us this. So we are going to try it out now. So now I'm going to choose the date to the same date. I'm going to confirm. Okay, so it pulls out this, and then it takes a long while. Okay, but it's okay. Okay, so the picture doesn't turn out very well. It's so small. So there is some issues with the design. So that's why we need to design it properly. So the explanation, maybe we need to change some stuff. Okay, so if I change this to let's say instead of fit content to just fill container. Okay, let's see how it looks. So it will become like this, but then the words will be cut off. Okay, the text will be actually cut off. So how do we actually uh try and prevent this? So now you can see that the text is like this. We can't really scroll the text. So how actually we can do a scrolling text view? Okay, the way to do a scrolling text view is that we need to now use a column. Okay, so this is not taught in the tutorial. Okay, so I'm going to teach you. You can add in a column, and then just add one column and put it to the percent to 80%. Let's just change this to um, width to 80%. Okay, and this one will be to fit content. Okay, and then we'll take the explanation and drop it into the column. Okay, we need to try and drop this into column. I'm going to just drag this from here, drop it in. Okay, done. So for the label now, we need to change to, instead of width, we change it to fill container. Okay, so it fills up the entire width of the column. Okay, and height, maybe we should say I'm going to just put fill container first. The column 1, okay, the column 1, we need to check scrollable. So in check scrollable, we will be able to actually scroll through the text. We are going to try this out. So 7 August again, we can click confirm, and okay, it takes too long, taking too long to load the picture. um Maybe we try another date. Let's try maybe 4th August. Okay, I think I know why. I think we need to change this height to maybe let's change it to a absolute size or a relative size of maybe 50%. Okay, so just to guarantee that it has some space, I'm gonna just continue use 7 August. Okay, so this partition works. It can pull out the image and put into the placeholder, but it takes quite a while. But now you can see that there is now a text view. Okay, so now it works. Okay, so we can see that the image is put into here, and now we have a scroll view. Okay, scrolling view. Okay, so maybe we should adjust the width, or maybe we need to adjust the width or the font size. Okay, so for now, this seems to be okay. So you need to play around with the settings for this part. Okay, how you want the label to look. It should be fit content and scrollable, and this should be, I think this should be okay. Okay, fill container doesn't look that bad, and we can see all the text. Okay, so maybe I'll just change this to 14, see how it looks. Okay, so 7. Okay, so now it's like this. Maybe we can also make it the text style, text alignment to justify. Okay, justify, maybe it will look better. Okay, so you need to play around, but it works. So now it's able to actually pull out images, title, and explanation from the the this portion here. So you may want to consider putting in a if else statement to to verify whether is it a video or an image. If it's a video, you may want to use a web viewer. Okay, so if it is a video, you can use a web viewer, and you plug in the web viewer, okay, the YouTube URL to the web viewer, it will actually play the YouTube video. Okay, so that's it for this lesson.